cover about, okay, now kita akan masuk pasal plants, the transport in plants. Previously yang kita cover adalah transport in mammals. Okay, apa yang kita masukkan dengan transport is actually about the blood. Okay, about the blood, yang mana kita cover awal-awal kita cover about heart. So we know that heart is important in transporting blood throughout our body. And then kita cover about ECG, and then we cover about lymphatic system, right? So dalam lymphatic system is also a part of our transport system in our body because of it transport lymph. So basically we are talking about the transportation, the transport of fluid within our body, including our blood, including our interstitial fluid, and also the last one is lymph. So basically ada 3 jenis fluid dalam badan kita. So topik ni dia cover how they are transported throughout our body. And then as usual, at the end of the topic kita akan cover about plant. So for today we are going to cover about the transport of water in plant. Kalau kita sempat kita akan cover the transport of sucrose in plant juga. Okay, kita akan tengok yang mana. Masing-masing boleh buka buku awak So saya buat summary je Basically hari ni yang saya cover adalah about the summary. Sebab saya nak awak nampak overview of the process. Sebab dalam muka awak tu dia chang. So hari ni saya buat overview supaya kita boleh nampak in total. Okay, so when we talk about the water, okay, so apabila kita sebut pasal air, it should be started from the soil. Why? Because of, okay, kita tahu yang mana xylem will transport water from root upward. Okay, from root upward. Dia akan transport daripada bawah ke atas. Yang mana that's why we water the plant at, kita akan kita siram pokok bahagian bawah. Okay, kita siram pokok dekat tanah kan. Okay, kalau you guys siram pokok, you guys tak siram dekat daun. Useless, tak ada function pun. Sebab apa? Because of we know that the absorption of water started from the soil. Okay, so awak dah belajar sains and then nak kata mak kita yang tak payah belajar tinggi-tinggi sains pun tahu. Basic dia adalah daripada bawah ke atas lah, that is the transportation of water. So kita akan tengok from the surrounding soil. Okay, what happened from the surrounding soil? Water will enter root cell. Okay, dia akan masuk root cell yang mana kita spesifikkan yang mana dalam root cell ni. Okay, dia ada root hair cells. What is the difference between root cells yang biasa dengan root hair cells? Okay, root hair awak boleh nampak kat sini. Root hair is here. Okay, the extension of the cell. Okay, the extension of the cell dia panjang sikit. Nah, that's why kita kata root hair. Okay, dia ada extension dia panjang sikit. Why? Because to increase the absorption of water and mineral. That is the purpose, that is the function of the extension of the root hair cell. Okay, so basically awak boleh nampak. Okay, water akan masuk. Okay, water will diffuse into water will diffuse from the surrounding soil into root hair cells. Macam kalau dalam gambar ni, okay, kalau lukis, kita akan tunjukkan H2O from surrounding soil. Kita memang sebut surrounding soil. Why? Because we are talking about the soil which are surrounding the roots. Okay, kita tak sebut tanah belah sana. Okay, kita sebut the nearest or the nearby soil. Okay, so water akan enter by osmosis. Remember, water is always, we are talking about osmosis. When we are talking about the movement of water, we are actually talking about osmosis. Remember, osmosis is always about water. Tak ada. Sucrose is diffused by osmosis. To confirm salah konsep. Okay, so sekarang kita nak kata H2O will enter root hair cells from the soil by osmosis. Okay, so kita dah settle kat situ. Dia dah masuk sampai root hair cells. And then what will happen? Okay, from root hair cells into xylem. Meaning that daripada tepi ni, okay, water will enter. Kopen sikit. Water will diffuse into root hair cells by osmosis and then dia akan transport sampai dekat xylem, until xylem. So xylem ni basically kita nak kata dia berada di tengah lah. Okay, dia berada di tengah pokok. Okay, this is saya label sebagai X, which is xylem xylem. Okay, so nak kata water will will diffuse from one cell into one cell until they reach xylem. Okay, so until they reach xylem here, there are three pathway involved. The first one is apoplast, second one is symplast, and the last one is transmembrane. Apa tu Miss? Okay, nanti kita akan tengok. Mudah je sebenarnya ni. So we are actually still talking about water. So tadi from the surrounding soil into root hair cells, dia dah masuk dah root hair cells, and then from the root hair cells dia akan transport from cell to cell until they reach xylem. So there are three pathway. Kenapa three pathway? Sebab kita akan tengok within the cells, dia ada yang masuk melalui cytoplasm, ada yang masuk melalui cell wall, tu antara cara dia. And then what will happen from the xylem, kali ni kita tengok about the movement of water from the xylem at the bottom upward, meaning that the movement of water against gravity, against gravity. So nak kata dia akan water travel from bottom upward against gravity from the root to the kita nak kata to the leaf, leaf atas pokok. How do they do is by, there are three ways. First one is via transpiration pull. The second one is cohesion tension mechanism, and the third one is root pressure. Ini adalah sebenarnya overview yang kita akan cover pasal the uptake of water in plant. So from the soil until they reach at the end of the cell, kita nak kata from soil to the leaf upward. So there are few mechanisms, started from the osmosis and then apoplast, symplast, transmembrane, and another three ways. So kita tengok one by one in which from the soil into root hair. So dia akan masuk through osmosis. Osmosis. So from soil into root hair cells, I akan masuk via osmosis. How? Macam mana dia boleh masuk via osmosis? When we are talking about osmosis, we are actually talking about water potential. Water potential. So awak kena recall balik what is meant by water potential. Water potential is actually we are talking about the concentration of water. We are talking about the concentration of water. So kalau saya lukiskan contoh ni adalah satu mark. Bayangkanlah awak tengah puasa ni kan, bayangkanlah ni satu mark yang mana ada air, only plain water. And then another mark awak ada, still lagi kat sini saya letak 200 ml water, and then this one is still 200 ml water plus kita tambahkan lagi, kita buat Milo, kita tambah Milo, awak buat bancuan Milo. So in terms of water potential, which one having higher water potential class? Plain water. Yang mana ada higher water potential?
Milo.
Ada
plain water.
A dengan B, yang mana ada higher water potential?
B.
Higher water potential. Ada jawapan lain? A. B. Which one having higher water potential sebenarnya? The answer is awak confused kat sini ni sebenarnya. The answer is actually A. A having higher water potential. Now kita bezakan kenapa A dengan B ada higher water potential. Yang A ada higher water potential. Why? Both of them are originated from 200 ml. So mula-mula kita letak 200 ml of kuku water. Awak ambil daripada air kuku ke kowe. So awak letak both of the mark contain 200 ml water. And then what happened next adalah awak add Milo into cup B, into mark B. So awak bancuh kat situ. So in terms of water, both of them contain 200 ml. But why A having higher water potential? Actually, higher water potential ni, what we are talking about is the concentration of water. The concentration of water which are free from any reaction with other substances. Meaning that the free of water. Contoh kat sini saya buat this is water. Ni ada H2O. Ni adalah H2O, H2O. And then nak kata awak tambah Milo, okay, when you add Milo, nak kata the water will react with the Milo. Mungkin Milo, dalam Milo tu ada apa? Mungkin ada glucose, mungkin ada sucrose, so it will react with water. So awak boleh nampak kat sini, daripada 3 molecule of water which were free before, now they have become 2 molecule only which is free from any reaction of water. So ini yang kita maksudkan dengan water potential. The free of water without any reaction with any other substances. For example, probably Milo, probably sucrose, probably apa lagi, sodium, okay. So that's why kita nak kata water potential kat sini lebih tinggi. So sekarang ni kenapa saya gunakan water potential kat sini sebab, okay, kita akan tengok yang mana, mana slide saya tadi. Okay, so kita tengok kat sini, beside water, there are also other minerals that will enter the root, okay, will enter the root hair. So kita tahu water adalah H2O as usual, so dia akan masuk by osmosis. And then in terms of mineral also involved in entering the root hair. So they are also will be transported into xylem. So if you still remember, if you can recall what is the function of xylem, xylem involved in transporting water and mineral ions, okay, and mineral ions here. So kat sini minerals akan masuk juga from the surrounding soil into root hair. Okay, so what are the example of minerals required by plants class? Plant perlukan mineral apa? Apa contoh mineral ion?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen adalah daripada water.
Nitrogen, madam.
Nitrogen, very good. Else? Apa lagi?
Oxygen.
Oxygen daripada water. Basically plant tak perlukan oxygen, dia yang produce oxygen. Lagi apa? Contoh minerals. Come on, simple je ni. Plant perlukan apa? Nitrogen, lagi? Phosphorus, lagi? Sodium,
Iron, madam.
Iron, ferrum, plant tak dapat. Potassium, yeah, very good, yes. Potassium betul. Iron saya kena check balik. Iron saya rasa dia tak perlukan iron. Okay, so sekarang kita tengok yang mana these are the examples of minerals which will be transported into root hair. So caranya adalah it will be transported via 2 ways. The first one is via active transport. The second one is via passive. Okay, second one is via passive. So macam mana? Apa yang membezakan active dengan passive transport kat sini? It is actually depends on the concentration of mineral ion inside root hair. Kalau ketika itu, inside the root hair, the concentration of mineral ion is high, so kita akan comparekan mineral ion dekat dalam, dekat luar plants adalah kurang. So kat sini, kita tahu the uptake should be always berlaku, should be always happen. Okay, so the uptake should be always happen whether it is via active transport or passive transport. Kalaulah concentration mineral ion di dalam plant tu tinggi, so it will be by active transport. Kalau ketika itu rendah, it will be by passive transport sahaja. So boleh nampak kat situ, the uptake should be always occurs, okay, always occurring, so dia akan ambil. So what will happen? Inside the concentration of mineral ion kat dalam ni, bila dia keep on dapat, dia akan kita nak kata biasanya akan sentiasa tinggi. Okay, so bila mineral ion tinggi, kita nak kata water potential akan rendah lah. Water potential akan rendah inside the root hair. So what will happen? The nearby soil, water potential akan tinggi. Sebab kita tengah compare. So sekarang ni kita compare water potential sekarang inside the plant, inside the root hair, water potential ni rendah because of the concentration of mineral ion is high here. Okay, high concentration of mineral ion. Okay, so what will happen? Water will keep on enter by osmosis. So that is how osmosis occurs. Okay, macam mana air boleh masuk by osmosis? Why? Because it depends on the concentration of water potential. Nak kata biasanya water potential inside plant dia rendah because of the presence of mineral ions concentration yang tinggi kat situ. Okay, next what will happen once the water is inside the root has cells. Okay, so dia akan travel from one cell to another cell to another cell until they reach xylem. Okay, sekarang ni ada 3 cara. Okay, ada 3 cara. Yang pertama apoplas. Okay, this is the first one, apoplas. The second one is symplas. The third one is transmembrane. Transmembrane. Okay, so we look at the first one, apoplas. Actually apoplas ni simple sahaja ni. Apoplas kalau tengok dalam muka awak ni, dia banyak lah sebenarnya perkataan-perkataan tu. Tapi sekarang kita nak tengok yang mana, macam mana perjalanan dia. Okay, kita tengok dia akan lalu, kita tengok gambar ni gambar bawah ni. Okay, apoplas actually kalau refer kepada buku dia kata the movement of water via apa? Siapa boleh tengok? Via the movement of water via cell wall and extracellular spaces. So you can see here, if you look at here, so the movement of water, dia akan lalu bahagian cell wall here, ke atas ni warna pink ni. Okay, dia akan lalu from one cell wall to another cell wall of another cell and then extracellular spaces. Maksudnya anything space between the cells, so dia akan lalu. And then the second one is via symplas pathway. Symplas pathway ataupun symplastic road ni sama sahajalah. So kat sini dia sebenarnya originated daripada perkataan sim. Sim ni sebenarnya dia refer kepada cytoplasm. Okay, so the movement of water is via cytoplasm. Ni. Awak nampak dia warna biru ni. Okay, warna biru ni, this is the movement of water via cytoplasm. Okay, compare dengan apoplas. Symplas ni, the movement of water is a very, kita nak kata concentration of water yang lalu sikit. Kenapa air yang lalu melalui cytoplasm lebih sikit berbanding apoplas? Can you give me any reason, any possible reason why? What is actually inside the cytoplasm? Apa kelas? Apa yang ada dalam cytoplasm? Ada apa? Tak dengar ke? Apa yang ada dalam cytoplasm?
Dengar.
Ada cytosol lagi. Beside cytosol, what else? Ada? Oh my god. Mana orang-orang lain ni?
Sel
Ada apa dalam cytoplasm kelas? Beside cytosol ada? Organelles. Ada organelles. Lost memory awak ni ya. Okay, so inside cytoplasm there are cytosol and organelles. So we know that cytosol is basically the fluid. Saya tak nak recall banyak sangat dekat sini. And then selain ada cytosol, there are also organelles. So we know that the movement of water actually via symplas a very small concentration. Why? Because of the presence of organelles. So kita nak kata organelles is like resistant. Okay, dia macam satu rintangan untuk air untuk lalu. Dia banyak halangan-halangan dia sebab banyak organelle. So basically sikit sahaja. And yang terakhir adalah via transmembrane. Via transmembrane kat sini. Okay, via transmembrane pathway ni dia adalah, if you look at here, dia warna hijau. Sekejap saya tukar dia kepada warna hijau. Okay, via transmembrane pathway dia warna hijau kat sini. Okay, meaning that here, daripada nama dia sahaja awak dah boleh tahu. It is trans, meaning that dia from one to one. Dia akan bergerak lah. Trans maksudnya dia move kan. So dia from one to one. From one to one membrane kat sini. Membrane kat sini termasuklah yang mana membrane kat sini yang ada adalah plasma membrane. plasma membrane, and also apa yang awak nampak kat sini ni, kita nak kata dia akan lalu basically kita nak kata apa, dia akan lalu tonoplas. Tonoplas tu termasuklah, macam mana saya nak lukis cytosol. Dia akan lalu vacuole. This one is vacuole. So basically dia akan masuk vacuole and then dia akan keluar vacuole. Kecil sangat vacuole ni. Vacuole ni adalah biasanya the largest organelle in plant cell. So dia akan melalui membrane of the vacuole. The membrane of the vacuole here is tonoplast. Siapa ingat tahniah? Memang awak hebat. Saya memang puji awak kalau awak ingat. The membrane of the vacuole is tonoplast. So basically dia lalu via from membrane to another membrane to another membrane. So dia lalu saja apa saja membrane yang dia dapat. So biasanya kita akan kata dia via plasma membrane. So boleh nampak dia langgar semua sebenarnya. So kat sini sebenarnya dia akan ikut cell wall and then dia akan masuk cytosol and then dia akan keluar balik. So dia akan masuk another cell, okay, masuk kat situ. So inilah dia. So kalau soalan tanya yang mana adalah the majority or the favorable or the favorite movement of water by plant is via apoplast. Apoplast ni adalah jawapan dia. So majority of the water akan pass through via apoplast because of the less resistant kat sini. So less resistant. Okay, less kurang lah. However, actually there are also the presence of the resistant. Dekat apoplast root ni awak boleh nampak dia akan ada satu halangan dalam muka awak ni, ada tak? Dia tak disebut. Lukisan dia kat sini. Okay, awak boleh nampak page 158 kot. Mungkin awak 157. So awak boleh nampak here yang mana apabila dekat, okay, ini adalah kita tengok ya, ini adalah basically the structure of our plant root. So kita tengok yang mana paling kanan here is xylem vessel. So that is the target of the water movement from soil tadi. And then paling kiri kat sini adalah root head. Okay, ini adalah root head. So basically water will enter root via osmosis. Okay, H2O kat sini dia akan enter via osmosis. Macam mana dia boleh disebabkan osmosis? Disebabkan water potential di dalam root hair ni dia rendah and water potential di surrounding soil dia tinggi. So water akan enter from high water potential to low water potential. Okay, tu settle. And then what will happen to the water here? Dia akan lalu throughout the root cells until they reach a xylem vessel. So basically kalau kita tengok, kita cross sex kan, kita buat cross section. Okay, kita belah sel tu, okay, belah root tu, kita akan nampak there are few layers of cell. So the first one is epidermis. Epidermis ni you guys biasa dengar, epidermis is basically the outermost layer of plant. Okay, paling luar adalah epidermis. And then tengah dia adalah cortex, okay, tengah dia adalah cortex and then endodermis. And then the last one is a vascular cylinder ataupun still biasa kita sebut sebagai vascular cylinder lah. Sebab apa? Dalam vascular cylinder ni kita akan ada xylem and kita akan ada phloem. Okay, so kat sini kita tengok dekat endodermis, dekat layer of endodermis, there are Casparian strip. Okay, so Casparian strip ni apa dia? Okay, dalam buku awak ni Casparian strip dia kata apa? Mana dia ada sebut? Okay, Casparian strip pada page sebelah dia kata it is a belt made up of suberin which is impermeable to water and other dissolved material. Okay, so Casparian strip dia macam strip lah, macam belt. So it is made up of suberin. Suberin ni is a molecule which is kita nak kata sebagai dia ada, kita nak panggil apa ya? Dia impermeable to water. Dia resistant to water. Okay, impermeable to water, so dia bersifat waterproof. Okay, bersifat waterproof in which it will prevent the movement of water. Okay, so what will happen? Macam mana plant, mana saya punya tadi ni? So macam mana plant nak lalu dekat sini? Okay, kita tahu water akan lalu from cell wall to another cell wall to another cell wall to another cell wall, okay, via cell wall until they reach Casparian strip. Sampailah it is hindered, okay, dia sebut hindered ataupun dia kita nak kata apa? Dia disturbed, okay, disturbed. Okay, dia disturbed by Casparian strip here. So Casparian strip ni apa? Dia adalah waterproof suberin. Waterproof suberin yang mana dia akan prevent the movement of water. So what will happen to the water? Water cannot anymore pass through the cell wall, so dia akan masuk ke cytoplasm. So basically dia akan join simplas. Okay, so inilah dia. So berbanding dengan simplas dia akan lalu je, tak ada masalah. So the problem adalah organelle, dia akan pass through organelle. However, apoplas halangan dia ada tapi dia adalah Casparian strip. Take note Casparian strip. Saya nak awak buat nota sendiri lepas ni. Casparian strip dekat mana? Endodermis. Awak lukiskan dia kat mana. And then basically apa akan berlaku bila it is hindered by Casparian strip kat sini? Water akan change the pathway. Okay, dia akan switch the pathway from apoplas into simplas. Okay, so itulah dia. Alright, so kita settle. And then next adalah kita nak tengok pula how about the movement of water from the xylem upward. From the xylem upward. Can you imagine, nak kata kalau kita lah, when we actually, kalau melompat, at the end kita akan fall back to the soil kan, kita akan jatuh balik to the ground. Sama juga apa sahaja yang kita baling ke atas, even birds, apa yang ke atas actually will return back to the ground. Okay, sebab apa? Because of the gravity. However, plant here is a very powerful because they can against the gravity in moving the water. Okay, in transporting water, they have to against the gravity. So they have three mechanism in order to be able to transport water against gravity daripada bawah ke atas. Nak kata bayangkanlah kalau pokok tu adalah pokok, contohnya pokok yang sangat tinggi, pokok yang dekat kawasan emergent, contohnya pokok tualang kan, emergent yang tingginya about 120 meter. And how the water can keep on transporting upward without fail, kita nak kata without fail. So because of these three powerful mechanism. So we will start with the first one, which is transpiration pool. Okay, saya tunjuk kejap. GIF dia sebenarnya dia bergerak ni, tapi saya bila masuk dalam ni dia tak nampak. Ya.
Liz nak tanya. Plants ada rasa pain ke?
Plant tak ada rasa pain. Tak ada.
Oh, so kalau kita cabut daun, dia tak rasa sakit?
Should be tak ada. Because of kita patutnya ada, kita panggil sebagai pressure receptor. Kalau awak cubit diri sendiri, kita cubit kita kan, kita rasa sakit because of the presence of the pain receptor dalam kita punya dermis kita kan, dalam kita punya kulit. Tapi kalau dalam plant tak ada. Plant kulit dia tak ada pun. Plant ada apa? Cell wall, plasma membrane, epidermis satu. Tapi dia tak ada pain receptor. So basically tak ada. Tapi kalau in terms of you are thinking based on our humanity, kita akan fikir kesian lah, pokok sakit ke apa benda, itu based on humanity kita, dasar kemanusiaan kita. Tapi kalau in reality, kalau in science, kita nak kata tak adalah. Okay, plant tak rasa sakit. So awak boleh nampak sekarang ni ada macam mana air boleh naik ke atas. Okay, air daripada bawah, okay, awak siram pokok tu kan, and then dia terus naik atas, macam mana dia tak putus pun. Padahal ada graviti yang kuat untuk menarik dia. Okay, so dia ada 3 cara. Yang atas sekali ni adalah transpiration pool. Okay, transpiration pool is actually about daripada word transpiration. What is mean by transpiration? Transpiration ni is basically it is about transpiration.
Yes.